Hello, I'm Tony Boldy, and today I'm going to be interviewing Lou Corona. Now, he started a company that has basically started to transform the planet with live enzymes, and we're going to get into what that is and how it came about and his personal journey and what he went through. But he basically was on death's door. I've had some gut problems, intestinal problems that I've been dealing with, and I started researching on the internet, and lo and behold, there's Lou Corona all over the internet. So let's get right into this. Lou Corona. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really honored to be talking to you, and I see that we have some products, and I'd really like to get into how did we get from where you were on death's door to where you're saving people's lives. Just a little backstory.
It started out at my deathbed. I was right there at the edge, and I completely surrendered and to the one who made us, and I just basically said, I want to get well. I want to live. I want you to show me how.
What were you sick from? Like, what was happening? How
I
come you were
had
dying?
I had chronic constipation. I was going to the bathroom like once every 3 weeks.
Doesn't sound good.
No.
It sounds like we have a problem.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Woke up with a lot of pain. Tried to go to the bathroom, couldn't, and so I know all about grunting and praying and hoping for it.
Right.
But it didn't happen, so.
I've often heard there's a reason there's magazine racks inside of the bathrooms, right?
Yeah, right.
It takes some time.
And because I've been into thousands and thousands of homes,
Right.
I've seen TVs, stereo systems.
Wow.
Some people don't have any of that. They just hope and pray like I did back
Right.
then,
Wow.
And then when they finally do experience what they do, if they do, the one who really suffers is the one who went in there after they just left.
Right. So the smell associated with that is not a good smell, could be correlated with you're not healthy.
Right.
And then maybe when we get to where you become, I'm sure that somebody might be able to walk into your bathroom after you're done and maybe not even know you were there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And but see, this is the thing, is that when we have poor digestion, and then we end up with poor assimilation and poor
Right.
metabolism,
Right.
and then poor elimination. When my digestion became so impaired, I became toxic. And before I knew it, this is when I ended up with severe acne.
Right.
I was 21 years of age, 1973.
Right. And when you
And-
say severe acne, I mean you're
Oh,
talking.
no, I had pimples all over my face.
Right. And I'm
Yeah, no,
assuming
it was
they're
ugly.
very pussy and this stuff that we don't really want to get into.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Okay.
it was ugly, and then after that, I ended up with allergies, breaking out with hives, and I had rash on my body, and these are toxins coming out.
Right. It's got to come out somewhere. Right.
And then I ended up with a big tumor behind my head. I was facing surgery because of it, and then I ended up with chronic asthma after that. I became congested in the sinus area, and also my lungs became congested. And before I could run a mile in 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes underwater. So when I became congested and I ended up with chronic asthma, now I was taking heavy medication,
Right.
intravenous and oral medication.
Probably causing more problems.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And then I ended up with arthritis. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't take drugs, I'm a good person, I work hard for the Air Force, and
Right.
here I'm suffering with all these things, and I didn't understand why. Well, I was led to walk away from the surgery. I was led to walk away from all the medication I was taking. I ended up on my deathbed. And in that moment, while I was suffocating and suffering, I completely surrendered, and I connected, and I just basically said, I want to live. When I said I wanted to live, and I wanted to get well, and I wanted to be shown how to live powerfully, so I could regain my health and live a good life, because I had this sense that came over me that it was our birthright. It was the intention when we were created that we would be healthy and vibrant, long-living people, and be happy and fulfilled, and prosper in everything that we do in life. But it certainly wasn't happening to me. So.
And countless other people.
And I knew that there was an imbalance somewhere. I knew there was something missing. I knew there was something I just didn't know, because I thought I was doing the best I could at the time.
Right.
So when I said, show me, and then I will take whatever you show me and I will do it. I'll do whatever it takes.
Right. And you actually said that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And because I was very willing. I was willing to do whatever he taught me. And I said, and after you show me and after I do it, I know I'm going to get well. And when I do, I'm going to take this knowledge, whatever it is, and I will spread it throughout the world. I will make my life with it. And that's how it started. And after that, I was embraced by this bright light.
And that was 41 years ago? And so you're how old now? It's okay. This is what this is all about. This is exactly what we hope the audience gets, and they understand that this is from the heart This man told me he was 62 years old, and he can do things that 21-year-old people cannot do. And maybe later on we'll give you a little example and a little demonstration of what that is. But I want to get into what is this product and what is it that you've discovered that are helping so many. You told me a story about a guy with gangrene and he was going to get his legs cut off. Share with us what that was and how you were able
Well,
to.
actually, they were going to remove his feet.
Share with us what happened.
Well, this is some years ago. He was 49, about 120 pounds overweight, and he was taking insulin several times a day for years, and gangrene set in, and so they were going to remove his feet or amputate. And then he took it on. He actually followed the 4 principles and took on these powerful enzymes and everything. And 7 days later, that infection went away, and 2 months later he was off the insulin, and then 6 months later he was running 2 miles a day by that time.
6 months.
6 months he was running
Not
2
6
miles a
years,
day
but
with
6
the
months later.
That's right. And I ran with him because he called me up
Right.
and he asked me, "Hey, listen, I got a surprise for you. Come over here."
Wow.
So I came over there, and he had his running outfit on him, and then he walked me to the school nearby, and he started running. And then he says, "Run with me," and I'm running with him, and we ran a couple miles.
And we had just talked about there's 4 principles on what this is. Can you explain what those 4 principles are and how you apply
Well,
them?
when I was embraced and these teachings, these 4 principles were placed upon my heart, kind of thing. When I woke up the next day, I took them on, and I followed I followed these 4 principles.
Now, did somebody teach you, or you're saying spiritually they just came to you?
Well, when I was embraced by this bright light,
Right.
I saw a presence by me, and then I was taught these 4 principles, these teachings.
Wow. So
And they've
kind of
been-
like a white light experience where you could have taken it, am I crazy or was I just given a gift? I mean, that kind of like what just happened moment?
I was covered by a bright light. That's why I teared
Right.
on the because.
And you were at that near death's door where
When this
people talk
happened,
about like
right.
car accidents, they have that white light experience. This is kind of the same experience.
Right.
And you were given this gift that you've had for 41 years,
Right.
that you have not shared publicly at this level ever. This
No.
is the first time
At this level.
at this level, global.
I mean, a few people had stuck me on YouTube or something, but
Right.
this is the first time it's ever
That you're going to share those 4 principles freely.
through yeah.
Wow. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm sure the audience is wanting to know as much as I want to know. What are those 4 principles that saved your life and countless other
And
people?
just know that as I'm sharing them, it came from a very special, infinite place. I mean, it was such a divine intervention, and so if I tear on you, it's just because I'm in a state of I'm so grateful
Right.
that I get to be able to learn them.
Right. I mean, and for years and years and years, you were telling me that you weren't comfortable doing this mass exposure because you felt like it was a gift from your higher power and that you didn't want to charge for it. You did it because your life was spared and this was the service that you were going to do the rest of your life. And then we had, been talking about there's a lot of people that need this, and that if you're holding it back and not allowing it to shine like the sunlight, then you're actually maybe doing the opposite of what your need was. And thus, I think we're having this interview right now because maybe that's what we realized in the moment, that it's bigger than all of us put together.
It is.
So
This is
again,
way
this
bigger
is
than-
this is purely for you guys watching and for you to share, and please share if you're being inspired as I am being inspired right now. And as you can see by his emotions, he's still being touched. So let's get into it. The 4 principles.
Well, the first one is about cellular communication. This internal dialogue that we have going on, the way we communicate within ourselves, how we communicate spiritually, how we communicate with our thinking, how we communicate with our emotions, and how we communicate with our bodies. So one of the things that I find is that back in the day when I had this experience, the first thing that I was actually instructed to do was to love and to forgive and to accept and to have compassion for all the people that ever hurt me and took from me and abused, and to anoint them with love. Well, at that time, I didn't know what any of those things were.
Right.
But I became so sickened and diseased. And this thing about loving and forgiving and accepting and having compassion for all the people in the past. See, that's about getting clear and complete with past issues. And I didn't know anything about that at the time.
Right.
See, I had gone through heavy abuse my first 10 years of my life, so I was reliving it, and I was holding on to it.
Right. So this is principle 1.
Yeah, so
is
principle
language.
1 is about learning how to think powerfully, how to communicate spiritually in a very powerful way, and at the same time, how to really love and respect and honor and appreciate this life
Absolutely.
as a blessing, as a gift. And as in the communication we have with our bodies, learning how to listen to the body, learning how to become more intimate with it and listen to it, because it's always telling us what it needs, but most of us don't listen.
Right.
So, instead of when the body says, and it wants an apple, and we go eat a donut.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
Every one of our cells in our bodies, which are trillions of
Right.
cells, they respond to everything that we think, say, believe, feel. They're responding either positively or negatively.
Right.
So it's very vitally important that we actually love and appreciate this life as a blessing and love everybody and create win-win scenario.
Okay, I am not going to play. I'm going to totally resist this man. He just showed me this at the break, and let's see what happens this time. Which hand works?
This way.
Okay. Can you guys see this okay?
I'm going to try to separate his fingers.
So he has my thumb and my middle finger connected, and I'm
So just say the word. I'll give you the word. You say it once and resist me here.
okay. And I'm going to resist you. I'm seriously going to resist
Okay.
you. Okay, here we go.
And I'm here to feel your energy and sense it. Okay.
Okay.
So say the word love.
Love. Love.
Okay. Very, very strong. It's the strongest. It's actually the strongest force. Love is the
Right.
strongest force there
Okay.
is. Right. Okay. Now say another word. Say resentment.
Resentment.
Say peace.
Peace.
Say evil.
Evil. Ah.
Say harmony.
Harmony. Wow.
See?
I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but what's happening is I'm
Say-
keeping my fingers together, and based on the words, whether they have positive or negative effect, they're either staying together or separating. So,
Say anger.
anger.
Say joy.
Joy. My arm is on fire.
Say raw living food is good for my body.
Raw living food is good for my body and my strength.
Say
Oh, God.
say cooked food is good for my body.
Cooked food is good for my body. Ah!
It's like easy for me.
Okay, I think there's plenty of examples.
Say happy.
I'm very happy.
Okay.
This is Lou Corona. We'll be right back with number 2. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Tony Boldy, and this is Lou Corona. And I feel like I need to get some ice on my arm. We just did a demonstration of actually the power of language at a cellular level. And that was principle number 1. If you missed that, just go back and watch the last clip. We're going to move on to principle number 2. So what is principle number 2?
Cellular environment. That's integrating the elements, like embracing the sun on a daily basis. Learning to breathe slower and deeper. Become more present to your breath and aware of it. Because it oxygenates, it energizes, it detoxifies, it tones the body. Right. So it's very powerful. And learning to drink pure structured water and plenty of it to flush and regulate the body.
So what is pure structured water? I mean, there's tap water, there's filtered water, there's water without fluoride. Like, what's pure structured water?
Well, like water that comes right out of nature.
Oh,
There's
like
water that
streams
comes-
and rivers and... Okay.
Whether you got natural spring water that comes right out of the ground.
Right.
They're all over the world. There's
Okay.
natural springs all over the world.
So where can you
That's
find
pure structured
water?
You go on the computer and just look it up, and,
Okay.
it tells you everywhere in the world you can go and get it.
Okay.
I mean, some people are getting machines that help to purify and alkalinize and structure the water as well.
So this is principle number 2.
This is part of 2, yeah. And then
Okay.
also taking the shoes off and getting on the ground and getting grounded. Or getting grounding mat and plug it into the ground.
Well, I
and
mean, we
lay it.
are made up of electricity in a sense, right?
Right. Well, no, we're spiritual, electrical, infinite beings.
Right.
We're capable of tremendous potential.
All right, well, welcome back. I'm Tony Boldy. This is Lou Corona. We were just talking about the 4 principles that was given to him when he had this dying experience, this white light experience. And we had gotten into 1 and 2. We're going to save 3 and 4 for a later interview. And if you guys want to know more about what all the 4 principles are, you can just, what's one of your websites that they can go to and maybe get some more information on Lou Corona?
They can either go to pyridine.com.
Okay, how do you spell that?
P as in Paul, UradYme.
DYME. So it's PURADYME.com. So you can get the 4 principles on the website there. Hi, I'm Tony Boldy, and this is Lou Corona, and we're getting right into the actual products that came from the experience he had when he was on death's door, and how he was so inspired to create these products. And he's been working on these for over 41 years, and he's never till today actually exposed on a mass level, global level, this product. So what is this stuff and how does it work?
Well, first I'd like to get one thing straight.
Okay.
I personally don't heal anybody. And basically, these 4 principles that I learned, that I talked to you about, as I practiced and applied them, within 6 months, everything disappeared. And I went several years like that quite successfully and doing really well. And then when I came home from the Air Force, I tried to pass it on to family and friends. No one listened to me.
Right.
They all thought I was gone crazy or something.
Right. I can see why.
And so then I went 12 years of silence. I moved off and lived off the land for many years. In 1988, 12 years later, I was led to break the silence and start sharing these 4 principles. And
Grew
so
your
I
hair
did.
out, the whole hippie thing.
Right.
Yeah.
My hair grew out like that. And
Well, I hope
so,
there's pictures of that. I'd love to see the photos as well.
Yeah, we could show
We'll
you
find
some.
some of those, okay.
But then, so in 88 is when I started sharing the 4 principles. Helped a lot of people. Just showed them how to do it, and then they just did it, and they healed themselves. Really.
Wow.
And then in 92, I got involved with a company that carried medical grade enzymes and plant-based, and then it went from 0 to a good sized company, and then things changed, and so I left the company. So then I got involved with another company, and then that became a very successful company, and then they made some changes, and there was
So it's purity. You're trying to keep this pure from the source that you got it from, and not
that's
kind of
right.
water it down just for profits.
And
you
also,
mentioned,
I also had a dream and a vision that one day, this is 40-year-old dream, that could form a company to take the 4 principles out there as a foundation to the world, and also to be able to have the high-end, the purest, the greatest enzymes and probiotics available. And also another thing too is we want to be able to create them in such a way where they're on a broad spectrum, but a high activity with no fillers.
Right.
And we're using whole food cofactors, which is an incredible superior
Right.
multiple digestive enzyme. we
and
came up
I've
with.
heard you say you put living things in your body to continue living, doing what they're supposed to do,
Right.
versus dead things that don't do anything because they're dead.
Right. Remember when you said raw living food is good for my body,
Right.
and you were strong,
Right.
but when you said cooked food is good for my body, you're
Right.
weaker. Well, it's like that. See, so the enzyme activity within food is the 4th principle. Is how you feed your body from a cellular perspective. It's called cellular nutrition.
Okay.
So, what I discovered through study and research, as we studied over the years, is that, you see, about 35 years ago, there was a fellow who, a friend of mine, that was dying from cancer, skin and bones. And when he got into enzyme therapy, within 6 months, the cancer was gone. Weight came back, color came back. And I saw this demonstration. He shared it with me because I asked him what the secret was.
Right.
So I'd like to show you that demonstration.
Please.
Because when he showed it to me, my light got brighter. And I
Absolutely.
knew then I was going to add this to the 4 principles, this concept.
Let's see it. What is this?
This is just cooked oatmeal cereal.
That's
And-
oatmeal.
Right. It's just
It doesn't look like oatmeal to me.
We-
What
we-
kind of? That's just regular
we
instant
just
oatmeal.
cooked it with water and boiled it up and cooked it. And,
Okay.
and we let it sit for a little while. You can see it's pretty sticky, right?
And that's
good.
what goes in us, right?
People eat this
Okay.
every day for breakfast.
Yeah, I
mean,
think I do
millions
too.
Right? A lot of
Yeah.
people eat this for breakfast,
Yeah.
and it's a cereal, right? They say it's natural, it's good for you. But what they don't tell you is it's cooked. I mean,
Okay.
it's cooked, but
Right.
they don't tell you it's dead. They don't tell you that the enzyme activity
Right.
has been destroyed.
The
during
dead
cooking.
army's in there.
Right.
Okay.
So there's no enzyme activity in cooked food at all.
Okay.
See, 105 degrees, the enzymes start dying. 118 degrees, they're pretty much gone after that.
All right.
So this is the thing. If food goes into your body and it's cooked, dead food, your body will use more than you make, and
Okay.
you will become deficient. The quicker you use up your enzyme potential in your body, the quicker you age. and then you set yourself up for illness
Right.
and premature aging, premature death, and that type of thing.
Okay.
And so when I learned this concept,
Mm-hmm.
turned my whole life around. And that's why I feel the way I feel at 62. And that's why everybody that seems to catch on to it, they start excelling.
Okay.
They start digesting better, assimilating better, metabolizing better, eliminating better, running more efficient. So it's a really key thing. So I'm just going to take one capsule. You hold it.
Okay.
Now I'm going to put the life back in. Life back in, right?
Yeah, I love it.
These are powerful enzymes. These are medical grade plant enzymes, full spectrum, highly active enzymes.
And this is legal, right?
They're just plant enzymes. They're simple. Go ahead and mix the enzymes together.
Mix them if I can get the. There we go. Just mix
So
it
as
all up.
Right, just mix it in. Really good. But as you're mixing the enzymes and the oatmeal together, those enzymes are starting to activate.
Right.
As they activate, they're going to break down the proteins into amino acids.
Wow.
They're going to break down carbohydrates into glucose and the fats into fatty acids. And even going to break down the fiber too.
I feel like we're doing a cooking show. We need the mirror shot, straight up in
Right,
here.
right,
It's
exactly.
actually what's happening here is that it's actually starting to, the viscosity level is getting thinner.
And thinner and thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
So this is what you want to happen to your food in your stomach when you eat food.
Right,
You want it to
digest.
get pre-digest.
So it's
like this.
digesting right now
Right
out of my
now.
body, but it's
That's-
starting to digest.
That's right, exactly.
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but
And that's exactly what we want to happen to your food.
Ah,
you know why
it's
you want to
assisting us.
Do you know why you want to pre-digest your food in your stomach like you're supposed to? You know why?
why?
So that way, when before it goes, so it's prepared, it's pre-digested. So when it goes into your intestinal tract,
Wow.
your small intestinal tract is over 20 feet long,
Right?
and when
This is
when
absolutely amazing. It's actually turning into full. This is really amazing.
yeah, go ahead and pour it into here now.
There
Right.
you go.
That's pre-digested. So when it's properly pre-digested, now when it goes into the intestinal tract,
Right.
over 20 feet long, it's going to absorb. These micronutrients are not going to be picked up by the little villi inside your intestinal tract and take it into the blood, take it into your body, and
Right.
feed you on a cellular level.
Wow.
Real
Okay.
simple.
All right.
But if you eat cooked food, you're only partially digested,
Right.
pre-digested. You only partially absorb it. You only partially
Well,
eliminate
that's
it.
kind of the constipation we were talking about.
Right.
It gets stuck, like it was stuck originally in the cup.
That's my point.
Right. Okay.
See, that's
All
why
right.
people are taking all these harsh laxatives just to get them to go to the bathroom and stimulate the heck out of themselves and weaken themselves.
Explain a little bit about what today's diet maybe looks like and what an idealistic diet might consist of. Like, share with us what it is before we actually get into the solution.
So I'm not going to come for right or wrong. Because
Okay.
I my first 21 years of life, I
Right.
pretty much ate everything
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just that when I discovered that eating fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh herbs, and took seeds and nuts and soaked them and germinated them and made them enzyme activated. Later I learned how to culturize them and make yogurt out of seeds and nuts. Enzyme activated food was a huge difference. I found it to be so much easier to digest, easier to absorb, easier to metabolize, easier to convert into energy, build muscle, hair, skin, and bones, easier to eliminate and run more efficient. So for me to recover from the big tumor and the acne and the asthma, arthritis, and constipation, all that, it was all gone in 6 months. So for me to experience that, I knew that we were onto something. I
Okay.
knew that this was true and real. These 4 principles, when I got clear and complete with past issues, and I got really more connected, and I learned to listen to this wonderful body that we've been blessed with, and I learned to pay more attention to this insightfulness, this still voice that's within us.
Right.
And as I got more into the elements and more into cellular exercise and the fourth and how to feed my body and how to prepare the foods and how to combine them in a more powerful way, it cleared everything up. It was
Okay.
gone. So this thing, what I discovered was that our food itself, organic food, even if you eat it raw, it's enzyme immunodeficient. Anywhere between 30 to 80% plus enzyme immunodeficiencies is going on in our country, in North America. So as I incorporated them into my life, along with the lifestyle I already had, it took my health to another level.
Okay.
Thing is that what most people don't understand, what I found even for myself, is that, you see, when you eat cooked food, when it goes in your body has to use more of its own enzymes to digest
Right.
it, more than you remanufacture within the body. And that causes an enzyme depletion. Enzymes is a spark of life.
Okay.
Enzymes are the workers. And if you have enzymes present in your food, it's a good idea because you see, like for instance, you let a banana sit there, let's say a green banana sit on the
Right,
counter, right?
right.
Then it turns yellow, and then it spots. What
Right.
makes it do that? Enzymes.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
All right.
enzymes that's in the banana that does that.
Okay.
But if you microwave that banana when it's green, that won't happen. If you kill the enzymes, it kills the food.
Okay.
You see, and then nothing will ever ripen if you kill the enzyme. We're going to hear, I'm going to show you Lifezyme. Lifezyme is LIYF.
What is this?
Means life. This is a superior multiple digestive enzymes that we came out through Pyridine. Okay?
Okay, say that again. It's a what?
It's a superior multiple digestive enzyme that you take with your meals.
So it's a lot of live something that supplements your food.
Right.
In layman's terms.
Right.
Okay.
So Lifezyme, you notice how life is spelled different, L-I-Y-F?
Yeah.
It's an acronym. It means life in your food.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just the food in your life.
Right. It's a life in your food.
The
I like
life
that.
in your food.
That's powerful. And so
So
this is
Lifezyme is putting life in your food.
so it's kind of like vitamins when you take your vitamins. Does this go in your body or does it go in your food or how do you use this?
Well, generally what you do is you take it right before you eat.
Okay.
Just a few
Like a
minutes.
vitamin.
Sort of like that. Except you take the enzyme, you're putting the enzymes back in the food that was cooked out of the food.
So how did Pyridine actually come to be? Like, give me a little history on what the products are. I mean, I understand why you were inspired and what you discovered, but how did the products? I mean, what are they? Why do we need the products?
And I always wanted to be able to create a plant-based product line that I could stand by full force and be the guardian
Right.
to protect the integrity and the quality of it.
Right.
I wanted to be able to have plant-based, the highest quality, for the most affordable price ever in history.
Right.
And make it as affordable as possible, and get the four principles out there. So let
Right.
that be the foundation.
I mean, there's costs that you have. There's things that you need to
course.
take care of financially in order to
Right.
keep bringing this product and finding better products and better ways to serve humanity.
Right.
So yeah, there are
That's
costs associated. I
So
understand that.
what happened was we teamed up, and we all came together as a family, and thankfully we have my brother-in-law right there with me, and the children, they're all grown up now, and they have years and years of experience. So we all came together and all the years of experience, all the technology, all the research and everything else, we put it all together to come up with something superior, that the latest, greatest kind of thing, and as affordable as possible. So it's been nothing but a great thing. And so now they said, what's the name of the company going to be? And I didn't know. I've already gone through hundreds of names. And then all of a sudden I just said, but I know the name is going to come from the vision and the purpose and the mission that we have. And through the four principles, it's going to be one word that explains it all. And then my nephew was there, his name's Dave. He goes, Pyridine. And I heard Pyridine, and
Where does Pyridine come from? I mean, like, what is Pyridine?
Well, they asked me, well, what's the vision?
Yeah, right.
What's the vision? And I said, and I didn't have it in words at that point. It just came out of my heart. All of a sudden, what's the vision? All of a sudden, I just said, well, the vision is we're going to create a paradigm shift in consciousness.
Oh,
and how
Pyridine. Okay, now it's starting to make sense to me. Sorry,
We're
I'm
gonna
a
create
little slow.
a shift in consciousness and how people live.
Paradigm, pure. Okay, I love it. I love it. And now it makes all the sense in the world to me.
And so by creating this paradigm shift in consciousness, and also through the four principles, with tools and support systems to help people cross over to this powerful lifestyle that I have learned and have experienced myself, and has helped hundreds of thousands of people catch on to it already.
Absolutely.
But in the future, it'll be millions and billions. I see it creating a paradigm shift.
Right.
So when my nephew said Pyridine, I thought, wow, sounds like paradigm. It's called pure. And I wrote it down. Pure thinking, pure heart, pure body, pure lifestyle. What a concept!
Yeah,
it
that's
tied it
deep.
all in.
Love it.
And then so the tools are like enzymes and probiotics and super green foods and what have you. And then the juicers and the blenders, the high quality juicers and blenders, and other tools that will help people bring their health back and maintain it and keep it strong and powerful, because it's our birthright. It's true. We're supposed to be really healthy and powerful people.
Absolutely.
So I want to help make that happen for everybody.
Right.
Because I love everybody.
We're going to get deeper into the story, but we're going to step back just a minute. And you guys search around the web, look up Lou Corona, go to Pyridine, not Paradigm, Pyridine.com, and look for what you want to look for. You can contact him. You can go to his seminars. He's in Orange County. Is that where you're based out of?
Right now.
For right now, he's in Orange County. He travels the world. He goes to people's homes. We're going to do a segment where he actually comes into my house, and he's going to look through my refrigerator and my cupboards and tell me what stays and what goes. And that'll be interesting. As long as my wife is involved, we'll see what happens. Again, I want to thank you so much, Lou. It's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure
Absolutely.
to have you here.
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to watch you save this planet, these people, through what you experienced, and all you're doing is sharing what you were given. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Tony Boldy. There's plenty of ways to see me. You can see me at Tony Boldy, which is at lifeforceindyfilms.com, or you can go to tonyboldy at yahoo.com. Keep watching. We've got a lot more to bring you.